Welcome to CFP. We are live on Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. So good to see you. We are back with our ebook review of How to Talk to the Universe. So this is part 2 of a 2-part series. Today, we're going to talk about becoming magnetic. Receive what you believe. We're always receiving what we believe. Often we don't receive what we want. So we're going to dive deep into this subject. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just post them in the chat. Sometimes I don't always see the chat real time, but I will go back and respond to those. But first, I'd like to recap a little bit about part 1. So we cracked open the book a little bit, talked about a life-changing truth. The universe does not respond to your words. It doesn't always respond to your conscious intent. It responds to your vibration. And we explored the difference between saying what you want to actually vibrating in alignment with it. And so when we're talking about this, it's about getting your subconscious in alignment with what your conscious intentions are. And that can be a little difficult because we're not always in touch with what's going on in our subconscious. But one way you can see what's happening in your subconscious is just look at your reality. We bring about what we believe about. We bring about what we expect to have in life. It could look like those I already knows. I already know I'm going to get cheated. I already know people are going to treat me bad because pick a reason. You know, that those already knows. Those already knows are limiting beliefs. Yes. I'll repeat that. Those already knows are limiting beliefs. And you could be unwittingly, and that means doing something you just didn't know you were doing, inadvertently, doing something you really don't want to do. And that's why I'm having these conversations. I have unconsciously attracted lots of experiences just due to my unworthiness. I didn't think I was worthy of a good relationship. I didn't think I was worthy of a certain amount of money. And guess what? I drew those experiences into my physical life. We also talked about how thoughts are electric. They send a signal. And our emotions are magnetic. They pull in the response. And so when those two, your thoughts and emotions, aren't aligned, when we speak from hope but feel unworthy, we create mixed signals, static, confusion. That's what we call unintentional manifestation, attracting what we really don't want because of the frequency we didn't even know we were sending. We also talked about the power of emotional integrity, how people-pleasing patterns really dilute our frequency, and why affirmations only work when the body believes the words. And when I say that, I'm saying making sure that your subconscious is in alignment, full and complete alignment with what you consciously want. Here's an example. I've talked with so many people. You know, I'm a millionaire. They'll say these affirmations all the time. But really, their subconscious isn't believing that at all. Because when you're in alignment with that idea that you're a millionaire, with that knowing you're a millionaire, your identity is going to start changing. You're going to start behaving like a millionaire. You're going to start doing things like a millionaire. You're going to start feeling things like a millionaire. I go into this in great detail in the my tapping into prosperity program. We go into all those limiting beliefs because you have to be in complete alignment. Every part of your being, particularly your subconscious, needs to be in alignment and in agreement. And once that happens, then you're going to start expecting those things. So go back and listen to part 1 if you just need a refresher. And we also talked about how emotional freedom techniques can be used to clear confusion and begin broadcasting with clarity. So again, if you missed part 1, I highly recommend going back. It lays a lovely foundation for everything we're going to be diving deeper into today. Great. So let's set the intention for part 2. We're stepping into energetic confidence. So this episode is really your invitation to embody your magic, to stop chasing your desires and start becoming them, start feeling them. This is where we move from wishing to welcoming. This is where we move from hoping to honoring. And more importantly, we move from needing that neediness energy to knowing, to having faith. Yeah, this is where it gets really fun. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we're going to put some skin in the game because we got to feel it. We got to know it. So you're not just manifesting a thing, you're manifesting from a place, and that place is called energetic confidence. It's not arrogance, it's not pretending. It's a grounded, regulated, heart-aligned yes to who you really are. And folks, we're doing it anyway. We're just often bringing about things we really don't want, conditions we really don't want. So today, we're stepping into the yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to explore what it means to vibrate as the version of who you are, who no longer waits, who no longer chases, who no longer begs. We're gonna talk about getting rid of that scarcity energy. Because the truth is, you don't get what you want. You get what you are. You get what you expect. Yeah, that may have been a lot. So let's just breathe with me. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with an audible sigh. And think, close your eyes and think, I'm becoming the vibration of everything I desire. And just feel what it would like to feel that way. And also bring in, I am here now. I am it now. Excellent. So we're going to talk in greater detail about becoming the vibration you want to attract. We've all been taught to want, to wish, to hope, but no one really taught us how to become. So let me say this very clearly. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are, or more precisely, what you're vibrating. And that's the difference between begging and becoming. I'm going to repeat that. That's the difference between begging and becoming. Begging says, I need this. I got to have this. I'm not good enough without this. Please give it to me. Please, oh noble, wise one, give it to me. Becoming says, this is who I am. I already align with this. So what does it mean to become the vibration? It means shifting your inner world to match your outer reality. that reality you want to live in, that reality you want to experience. It's not about faking it till you making it. It's about feeling it. And this is where it takes courage and bravery to give yourself the ability to feel what it would be like to have what you desire. And I say courage because sometimes our emotional body will be scared to say, oh, if I feel it, I'll be disappointed when I don't get it. Well, see, that's a limiting belief if you think like that. And I thought like that. So for example, if you want love, you don't chase it. You become the vibration of being loved. You think about, oh man, close your eyes and think, what would it be like to be in love? And when I do it, I think, oh, it's very light. I remember what new love feels like. It's light, it's laughter, it's fun, it's joyous, it's sexy. And so that's the feeling I hold on to. That's the feeling that I just exude because I want more of that. More, please. Yes. So you start feeling secure, held, and cherished in your daily life, even if no one else is doing it for you. And maybe more importantly, especially if nobody else is doing it for you. Or if you want more abundance, stop hustling for scraps and embody the energy of enoughness. I am enough. Feel gratitude, expansion, and safety right here, right now, not just when it comes. We're going to feel the feelings right now. So let's talk about the law of resonance. Like attracts like. Let's ground into this energetic truth. The law of attraction says you pull things in. The law of resonance says you attract what resonates with your current frequency. So if you're vibrating lack, fear, shame, and it's mostly unconscious when we're doing it, you'll continue to attract experiences, people, and outcomes that match that. Similar to that old adage, misery loves company. Like attracts like. But so does joy. Joy loves company too. So let's vibrate at joy. The universe is not cruel, it's consistent. It mirrors what you believe is true. So if you have a lot of limiting beliefs about money or love, you're just going to get more of that. The universe is like, more, please, and it will deliver. It always does. Let me share a real world story. And I'd love to hear from you also, listening live or through the replay. Just post your comments below and I'll get back to them as soon as I have the ability. For those of you listening live, I don't always have an opportunity to respond real time, but just know when I see them, I will respond. You can always get in touch with me directly at any of the contact information listed below in the contact information. So there was a time I was constantly trying, always hustling, trying to build my business, trying to manifest love, trying to get better at being happy. But really underneath all that effort, I was vibrating fear and scarcity. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. So guess what I attracted? I attracted a lot of clients that never had enough money, relationships that felt very one-sided, Situations I kept having to prove my worth over again and again. And something shifted. And what that shift was this. I decided I didn't want to do this anymore. I'm 60 years old. I don't want to keep doing the same things over and over and over. That's insanity, right? So I stopped performing. I stopped doing. I stopped, proving my worth to people. If they didn't see my value, you know, I didn't need to prove it to them. And I just let that go. And I walked away. I just walked away. And then I allow more opportunities. I allow customers that want to pay. I have customers that are interested in doing the work. And that makes me more interested in doing the work. And so I started walking like I was already loved because I started loving myself. I started talking like I was already trusted because I was able to start trusting myself. And one of the things that really still touches me is I was able to start charging because I felt worthy enough to do so. If this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Share with other like-minded people. We really want to get this message out. And without even trying, things really just started to align in my life. The universe stopped testing me and just started meeting me where I was. It's always doing that. So I want to close this segment with the truth bomb. Begging repels and becoming magnetizes. Because when you are the thing you desire, there's nothing left to chase, only to receive. So again, this starts from a feeling place. So are you ready to stop reaching and begging? And are you ready to start resonating? So next we're going to do some tapping. But before that, let me share a quote from my book, Boundary Badass. And it's the distinction between sacred standards versus sacred silence. People pleasers often vibrate. I'll settle. And that's exactly what life delivers. More opportunities to settle. So when you shift from needing to knowing, the universe doesn't respond, it rushes in. Yes. So we're going to get ready and do our tapping, our emotional freedom techniques tapping. For those of you new to emotional freedom techniques, I like to think of it as a software update for your brain. Really what we're doing is telling a story about where we are currently versus where we want to be. What our state of mind is. It allows us to calm our nervous system and rewrite those old stories, rewrite those limiting beliefs into beliefs that are more supportive with the type of lifestyle you want and deserve. So before we start, let's consider how receptive we are to this statement. I'm a clear channel to receiving. How true do you believe that is for yourself right here in this moment? One would be, I am 100% in. I'm feeling like I am receiving exactly what I want right now. 10 is not so much. 5 might be, it's kind of hit or miss. So get your first number. We're going to do 2 rounds of tapping and watch your mindset change, because I'm going to ask you that same question at the end. So this tapping is called I'm a clear channel for receiving. The first round is about clearing the fear of receiving, karate chop point. So just do what I do and say what I say. Even though receiving felt hard for me, I honor that part of me. Even though I blocked blessings before, I now choose to open. Even though it hasn't always felt safe, I'm learning to soften into trust. Eyebrow point. It hasn't felt safe to receive. Side of eye. I feared being judged or rejected. Under eye. I need to push abundance away. Excuse me. I used to push abundance away. Under nose. I release resistance to what I'm feeling. Under mouth. I'm worthy of love, success, and support. Collarbone. I'm no longer hiding from my gifts. 3 inches below the armpit. I allow myself to feel safe. Top of head. I open my arms to receive. Release the tapping. Take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with an audible sigh. Now we're going to anchor in magnetic receiving, karate chop point. Even though I've waited, I now welcome. Even though I feared it, I now trust it. Even though I've dimmed myself, I now shine with certainty. Eyebrow point. I am a magnet for joy. Side of eye. I receive with confidence. Under eye. I attract aligned miracles. I'm open to receive miracles. I expect miracles. Under nose. I am open, safe, and ready. Under mouth. My life overflows with ease. Collarbone. I am the vibration of grace. 3 inches below the armpit. I am more than I imagined. Top of head. I am here now, and I expect better now. Release the tapping. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with an audible sigh, and just close your eyes while I read this empowerment script. And just feel the words wash over you. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are no longer proving that you are enough. You are a vessel of light, frequency of knowing, a magnet of miracles. And your only job is to become the vibration. Speak as her, walk as her, breathe as her, because you are already her now. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose, visualizing white, peaceful light. Exhaling through the mouth with an audible sigh, everything that is not peace and love. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You are doing great. So in closing, just remember that receiving is a skill. It's a vibration. And some of the signs that you might be blocking your blessings include overgiving, under receiving, apologizing for your desires, explaining your desires, shutting down compliments or abundance, just saying stop. Emotional contrast, wanting versus welcoming. And here are two journal reflections, journal prompts that you can write about. First reflective prompt is, what part of me doesn't feel safe to receive? Second question, what am I still performing for worthiness? And now I'd like to share some offers to dive deeper with Lauren and I. Lauren is still vacationing in Ireland, so we miss her. I miss her. But the luck of the blarney to you, Lauren. I know you're having a great time, and I'm grateful for that. You deserve to have a great time. I'm going to share my screen to share some offers with you. The first is Tapping into Recovery, one of my flagship programs. It really helps people that are struggling with habits that they no longer desire or destructive patterns they just want to get rid of. We meet every, excuse me, we meet every Tuesday from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Zoom. It's by donation. If you have no money, don't let that be a reason that you don't come. We support probably 30% of those that join us gratis. People just don't have the funding, and we never turn anyone away. But if you can afford to pay, you will subsidize yourself and other people. So consider joining. I like to think of it as the softer side of recovery. We use emotional freedom techniques, breath work, really to get to the root of what's caused your emotional dysregulation in the first place so that you can get off that hamster wheel. So if that sounds like a exciting thing for you, join us. Join us, click on the QR code, register. You can register for free, and it is by donation only. And so, but don't, if you don't have funds, you can still come. We encourage everybody. Boundary Badass. I quoted an excerpt today out of my book, Boundary Badass. This book will teach you how to say no without feeling guilty. And it's only $33.33. Where else can you get that level of liberation and peace? So download the book today. We have a $197 landing page special to help people like you who are sitting on your gifts and talents. So if that's you, this is a way for less than $200 to get your brand out there. And so it's a wonderful way to direct people to your products or services. A landing page is really just a focused way to raise awareness about who you are and your products. So click on the link below. Let's get started today. I spoke a little about the Tapping into Prosperity program. It's a 4-week program really to help you rewrite your money story. And it's great. We get to the root of all of the main limiting beliefs that keep us stuck, that keep us from the level of financial abundance that we truly want. And so we just go behind the curtain, figure out what our limiting beliefs are, and correct that. And lastly, I'd like to share about Afro Link Media. You can get all types of flashcards for kids, elderly, um, with African-centered prints, beautiful African-centered prints created by Dr. Tia Hairston. We've got affirmations, sight cards, alphabet cards, numbers. We have them in Spanish. Go to AfroLink Media. We've got some great prices, prices for bundles, and we'd love for you to take advantage of that. Okay, so moving onward, I invite listeners really to reflect on one area of life, that you're ready to fully receive. And if you need a deeper dive, call me or lovely Lauren. And I'm going to suggest pairing this episode with your morning routine or your evening routine to wind down. I invite direct messages, voice note responses, any responses. I'd love to hear what your journal prompts are. Feel free to download How to Talk to the Universe ebook, that the link is in the post. And consider the Boundary Badass. For $33.33, you can learn to say no without feeling guilty. And please leave a review or share this with your magical tribe. Thank you.